Well, I did an update recently, but this is kind of new. Oh, that's cool. It's got a shiny roof and everything. This is a little bit wider than 8 feet and about 20 feet long. Plus, it's got the overhang here. Plus, it's got the original old shed built into it, or whatever, extended out. The old one used an 8-foot wide roof. New one uses 10-foot wide roof. Lots more room. Already got stuff in here. Just finished it today. I was like, hey, I don't have to put this and 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 this. You get the idea. All back in the bus again. That's a good day right there. That's a very good day. Next, I get to try to sort all this out, but as I get time, I'm going to be building shelves and workbenches in here. These are the ones that I've had for a while. These were slightly modified with the bottom bracing, making them a little stronger because I was standing on them while I was building. That worked out really well. This has been a good week. Now we can move forward. The biggest reason for building this now, I talked about before, is I've got the old camper shed is full of stuff and it has to move. So what's in the camper shed will end up probably in this kind of area right here, stacked up as much against one wall as I can. Then I can move it. But yeah, as I get time, workbenches on one side, shelves on the other, something like that. I'm still making it up as I go. I didn't have a specific drawing when I built this as far as what was going to be. So it's just a lot of space that now I can make use of. That means that stuff can come out of the bus. That also means, like for instance, the table saw is much easier to put in here than it is to pick it up and get it into the back of the bus. So that's just going to make life a whole lot easier. For now, I'm leaving the doors unfinished and open. It's at ground level. It's built right onto the ground, no foundation or anything. But that means as I, like for instance, all these tires over here, Harbor Freight specials, now I can build rolling carts to take all of my tools out the door, past the front of the bus. I've got 4 feet of clearance through here. This door is a little less than 4 feet, but the other one is more than 4 feet. So if I need it, I got it. And then I come out to here, and here's where the house starts. It goes back where the posts are. And that's the camper shed that's in the way of the last row of posts. So now I've got space to unload that, put everything over there. Yay! Other updates, this seems trivial, but that gray conduit there and there, it takes power from, that's the battery box, that's where all the power comes from, and the generator. So that conduit comes out, follows this same trench, snakes its way around to this, I'll call this the abomination, a weather-resistant plug-in box. Yeah, we'll probably come back and visit that, but that got done pretty quickly. And the new air-powered stapler has no trouble running staples through flashing, so yay for that. That runs the pump that recirculates the water from the hot tub to the heating coils and back again. All right, so now in the battery box on the other end of this wire is a timer that can run that pump for 3 minutes every hour, and that seems to be working pretty good. My showers are getting warmer, so I figured 300 gallons, it's going to take it a while to warm up, but we had a week of fairly cool weather, cool for here, 60s instead of 100s kind of thing. And then the last few days has been pretty warm again. So, yay! So, next project, starting maybe not tomorrow, but the day after, because I got to go to town and get some more lumber now. Unload this, mount wheels on it somehow, roll it over yonder. This will become, actually, hold that thought. We'll move this. Also, we got to move the solar panels. Those are going where the strings are still. I stole some of that lumber for finishing the roof. So now I got to get more lumber. And also, that's pretty nasty looking stuff. That might just go straight to the burn pile. Or maybe an art project. That was not good enough for roofing, though. It was kind of scary. Okay. Solar panels, I'll rebuild the stands for those. Taller and better, mainly. And then I'll go here. I think I touched this on the last video. The holes are lined, and I did trigonometry and geometry and some other origami, to make sure that in the winter, these will not cast a shadow on those, and those will not cast a shadow on these. So it's all carefully done this time, as opposed to this, where the angles are not right, and in the winter they used to get shadowed from the school bus, which actually now they don't, but when they used to be over here they did. So now I know the math, I figured it out. So carefully calibrated. And strings, I don't always use strings, but strings do make it easier to go in straight lines. Yeah, I had the string, I just didn't want to use it because, I didn't want to get the string dirty. Yeah. Okay, this guy gets moved when it's empty. Carefully plod through the middle of all this, avoiding the cactus. Now, its future life is to protect this tank. So I'm going to make a new stand using parts of this, away from the cactus. Probably take out this bush. So we'll have the little camper shed sitting over here, so that when I go to town and get water, when I unload the water, I can just back up right over to here and slide that thing straight out, and it'll be protected from the sun, because it's a plastic tank, and everything plastic out here dies eventually, and everything dies. Okay. Was there anything else? I think that was it. That was the main part of it. Oh, I guess the last part of that evolution then is when I move this and reuse it to make a stand for the tank. Also, the tank has to be up a little higher because the truck sits too high. So we'll take that into account. And then I'm going to build a new box to protect this hydrant so that it doesn't get backed over or something like that. I've got some concrete left over that might come into play. Yeah. Cool. That's an 8-minute update. How about that? You may not notice, but I'm pretty freaking excited. I'll just say that. All the plastic that used to be here, I took that down and put more OSB, covered all the holes, and then wrapped it with house wrap. With the exception of also temporary door, so I'll have 3 doors coming into the shop. This side I haven't done yet because I can't really get to it. It's only about 8 or 9 inches between here, so I can't get in there. So when I get time, I'm going to empty all the stuff out of here, get in there, move all the shelves out of the way, then take the plastic down, and then figure out a way to build an OSB wall off of those studs. But since I couldn't do that now, I figured there's no reason to take the plastic down. I have noticed, though, that it is much quieter already with less plastic catching the wind, so I'm very happy about that. Also, if you can see, there is house wrap on the backside. I didn't think to do that until I built it. I could have wrapped the walls and then stood them up. Didn't even cross my mind. So I stapled it down as far as I can. When I do the house or the school bus renovation, sometime later this year maybe, as I take out the windows, because I can take the windows out from the inside, I can reach out and staple down closer to the ground. So every time I get a chance, I'll staple that house wrap better. Once I'm done, the last part of this puzzle going to take a piece of OSB and go from here to as close to the bus as I can, and then maybe staple house wrap just down the seam. And I can't attach anything to the bus directly because the bus still moves a little bit in the wind. When the wind really blows, it moves it. But if I can attach a stud, like screw a stud right to the side of the bus and then staple the house wrap just like an inch or something. Or the Harbor Freight floor mats is another idea that I had. So I could cut the wind that goes down through here down to nothing, basically, and then nothing will flutter. So I'll try to close off this gap as much as I can, but I couldn't attach anything to the bus because the bus still moves. All right. Next eventual plan, and I had thought about this and resisted it several times, and I think I'm giving in. So let me get back for perspective. Also, that cactus is doing well. That's the one that got replanted. How about that? Okay, over yonder. Make a little, where's my finger? Make a roof over the bus, and then the roof over the bus will just extend just far enough to cover the edge of the shop, so that the water coming off of the bus will go onto the shop, and then from the shop into the rain gutters. So I'm figuring it'll cost me about $400 to build it. I'm going to wait until after the house is built, but I like the idea. It'll keep it a lot cooler in the summer. That's the biggest reason. But it'll also take care of a couple of problems, because I do have a couple leaks on the bus that I haven't had time to fix, so I just figure I'll just throw a roof over the top. That's easier. Right? And then once the roof on the bus is done, I'll take the rain gutters off of this side and attach them to the roof. They have worked, but they have never been awesome. Mainly because there doesn't appear to be a system for putting rain gutters on buses, and so it came down to screwing them to the bus and then running over it with tape, trying to seal the gap. It does catch some water, but I can see water runs past them, so. And then we'll just do a roof and it'll be better. Between the house and the bus is about 4 feet. That gives me plenty of room. So I'm figuring for now, if I do about a 1 foot overhang from the bus, the house will come out about a little over a foot. So I'll have a little bit in the open, which I'm thinking about, should I figure out how to catch that water or not. But that might be just being greedy, because last year, the water I caught during monsoon season, I had enough water in the trash cans. I did laundry for 3 months, I think, where I didn't have to go get water for laundry and showers. So by the time the house is done and the bus and the shop, that'll about quadruple my rain catchment area. So it's conceivable, if I can store that much water, I may not have to haul water by next year. That's the dream, because that's a drive down a bumpy road just to go get water. That ain't no good. Plus I pay for it. So if I can not have to drive to get water, that's the dream. And I got flies trying to get in my mouth, so I'll stop talking now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Click like if you liked it. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks to all the previous subscribers. And thanks for all your support and your comments and your questions. And if anybody works at Everbuilt, I'm considering either sponsorship or blackmail. If somebody thinks this didn't turn out very well, maybe they'll pay me money to cover up the Everbuilt logos so I don't advertise for them too much. It does seem like a nice product though. About $100 for 100 feet at Home Depot. It's kind of cool. It's not plastic. It's more of like a It's almost like a weave of some sort. Kind of cool. Makes it look very... You know what? I'll tell you what. When I first put it on, I stood back and I looked at it. And I'm like, it suddenly became something like a real person would do. You know, as opposed to everything else being unfinished OSB out here. You know, it's just kind of like all of a sudden it just popped. I'm like, oh my God, that looks nice. You know, I know you're supposed to cover it up, but it just kind of looked different. Plus now I don't see as much of the yellow school bus, so it does feel very strange. It takes a little getting used to. Cool. All right, that's enough yaddering for now. Bye for now. Sunset-ish.